Side of a former piano factory. There's been plenty of music made on the field here in the decade since it opened back in 1998. Welcome everyone to M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And we're underway from the bank. And this will be a touchback, so we're going to need our first snap to see the first action of this game. All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Henry gets it here to start the drive. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
It's pretty obvious, this defense, man, they need more people around the line of scrimmage. But the minute you do that, Kate, start opening up those throwing lanes. This is how balance takes apart a defense.
Just one play into this drive, and they're already sitting on their own 45. Here's a give up the middle now to their fullback. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. We managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, I know you can read your partner right now, Kate. You know I'm smiling. Because that was a callback to the early days of football when fullbacks, not running backs, they were the one that led the ground game. He didn't stop at a yard or two, He ripped off a nice chunk for them right there.
2nd and 4. Complete, Derrick Henry. Jukes one defender. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. The end result there, 15 yards and a first.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. From the gun, a run for Henry. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another run for Henry. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. They're on the stop, Larry Ogunjobi.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
Jackson now on 3rd. Completes this one to Hill. Escapes a defender. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Ravens first down. They kick the running back in motion. On 1st down, Jackson. This one's taken in by Hill. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Well, this is the type of game we've come to expect from him as a runner, toting the ball, but he's just as adept at turning the screen into the same kind of yardage, too.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. That'll be the end of one in this. Welcome back. Second quarter about to start. Ravens with a chance for at least 3, maybe 6. This is Henry on second. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. Only a yard on the pickup, so that's going to bring them to 3rd down and 3.
I think one thing you learn, Kate, when you transition from college to the NFL, not every run is going to be a big play. Some of them, well, they're just destined to end in a minimal gain, and some of them will set up that critical play action for later.
Turning to Henry on 3rd. And the defense was ready. They got him at the line. No yards on the play, and back-to-back stops forces a 4th and 3.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Fourth and 3, drive on the line. Didn't get that one off in time. This is going to be a delay of game. Can't get the play off in time, and I'm going to wager the call's going to come in much quicker, Brock, for this next snap. Staring at 4th down, the Ravens will go with Justin Tucker to try for 3. A very short kick here from the right hash.
I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. He fields it from the 8. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Jaylen Warren. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. The rangy Kyle Hamilton getting there for the stop. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4. Ross off the play fake. That brings us to the 2-minute warning at the Inner Harbor. The Steelers need some big yards in a hurry. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Russ now from the gun. Complete beyond the marker. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. The Steelers calling their first timeout. And they can take a moment to try to build more momentum after getting that first. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. First down throw from Wilson. Has his man. It's the Michigan rookie. And he goes out a little short of the 40. It's a gain of 19 on the play. And that's a Steelers first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Cross is cooking again. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And he'll be out of bounds just a yard or two short of that 25. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
On the carry, this is Najee Harris. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the first.
Some backs are easier to tackle than others. Some, well, they just choose violence. They look for those opportunities to bust through tackles and keep those legs pumping.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Staying on the ground with Harris. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3. Second down now, 7 to go. Harris once more. And he has it down to the 8-yard line on the play. 5 yards on the play. They could just do that again. 3rd and 2 coming up.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you can be a Pro Bowler.
Wilson to throw on 3rd and 2. That one is incomplete. The clock now down to 16 seconds remaining.
This is why we hear about closing speed so often when you evaluate players. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released and alter that throw.
Pittsburgh will go ahead and use its second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. Here's Harris. And he gets them a little closer to the end zone, down to the 6. So the run doesn't get the yardage. It's a turnover on downs.
I think this defense was resigned to giving up 3 points on the opening series. Instead, well, they got the chance to deny them anything, and boy, did they ever attack it.
Down to 12 seconds before halftime as they come to the line. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. He just got rid of it, Brock, but he was still in that tackle box. This is going to draw the flag. Well, I've always wanted to ask this, and this feels like the perfect moment, Brock. Is there ever a time where a quarterback feels intentional grounding is actually worth it?
No. I don't think so. Not for your team, not for your play caller, not for your coach, not for the game situation. There really isn't a time. You've got to find an outlet, somewhere to throw that ball away safely.
So following the safety, Brock, they're on now to begrudgingly send it away with a free kick. Brings it in at the 12. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line. All right, this is going to be the play that takes us to halftime. A final throw before the break. And that one hits the ground incomplete. A single second left now on the clock. Looking for George Pickens that time. And it's going to be second down. Here comes the final play of our first half. Not taking any risks here, keeping this one on the ground. And he has a decent gain on what's going to be the final play of the half. That brings us to halftime. We'll get a break as our teams make their adjustments and then return with more of the NFL on EA Sports in just a little bit. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate Scott Brock here with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us. Now Tucker on to handle the kickoff. Cordarrelle Patterson now to return. They'll bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. It's caught. That's Mike Williams. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs. Wilson on 1st and 10. Taken in by Williams outright. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. Give him 24 on that play. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh 1st down. Wilson now from the gun. Quick slant, that's Williams. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They strike for 23 yards. And that will set up 1st and goal. Wilson to throw again. An alert play defensively there. He got a hand on it to tip it away, and that makes it 2nd down.
Perhaps a bit late breaking towards the ball, but still just enough time to get a finger on it and knock it away.
So after the incomplete pass, here's 2nd and goal. Taking the handoff, now Wilson. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. And brings up 3rd down.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Throwing again, here's Wilson. Escapes the pocket. No place to go, so he just threw it away.
Look at how well the coverage held up on that play. Even as the QB escapes the pocket and buys extra time secondary, well, they got real sticky, stayed tight, and forced the throw away.
Dicker connects there. And that's going to give them the lead.
Well, I know once that drive stalls out, that's where it really pays to have that reliable kicker on the sideline ready to bail you out. And he knocks that one right through to give him the lead.
And that one's going to skip across the goal line and into the end zone. So the football will come back out to the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. From the gun, Jackson. Throws off the rip, but it's incomplete. Looking for the back that time. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Out of the gun, Henry. This is ahead for about 5. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play. There's 5 on that play. They need 5 more now on 3rd down. Play action, here's Jackson. Launches one deep downfield. That's complete inside the 35. And he flips the field for them before being taken down. 1st and 10 after that last highlights. They're at the 30. They give to Henry on the inside handoff. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Working quickly here. 1st down throw for Jackson. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. It's a real solid pickup, 12 yards, and it rewards him with a 1st and goal.
Well, I think he was looking for that running lane and that running room from the very start right there, partner. Even as he worked through his progression initially, he was waiting for space to open, and then he takes advantage with his legs.
And as that one winds up incomplete, it brings us to the end of the 3rd quarter. We'll see them tackle 2nd and goal after the break. It's the... So the incompletion on 1st, here's 2nd and goal. Blitz coming, Lamar. Oh no, the ball is loose! Steelers have it, headed the other way! He's at midfield! Hits the 20! And they finally drag him down, but not until after a very nice return.
Put a check mark by that one. You're going to remember that one, not just over the course of this game, but I guarantee you in the offseason when they're watching effort. That was all about effort. Backs pressed against the wall when you're down here defensively. And that's the type of play that coaches love to see from everyone on the roster.
A chance to pay off their defense's effort as they start out 1st and goal. Throwing now, following the turnover. And look at the footwork there, touchdown! The Steelers grow their lead off the turnover. Mike Williams, the touchdown. Well, they certainly wasted no time in making that turnover hurt even more. They looked to the end zone on the very first play, Brock, and they connected.
You know, Kate, I love it. It was an ambush to begin the drive. They attacked that end zone against a defense who was out there on short notice and not ready for that sudden change they talk about.
Now Boswell on to send this away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Play action now with Jackson. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. He was looking for Mark Andrews. So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
Defender's not going to be thrilled the catch was almost made on his watch, but more importantly, he breaks it up. Gives him a chance to do a little jawing after the play. Lets the other guy know he roughed him up and cost him that catch.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Lamar now from the gun. Toward the sideline, and he's got it. And he crosses midfield before going out. What a play on 3rd and 13, and this drive will indeed continue.
This entire play, Kate, depends on how well he can separate from his man. You get man-to-man coverage, it's really about 2 things, separation and trust. Because QBs want to throw it before he breaks, that's the trust, and then they got to believe that that separation can create the big play down the field.
1st down, here's Lamar. That's taken in by Henry. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Jackson's gonna throw again. Completes this one to Hill. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down. Lamar throwing again. Finds his man. It's Rashad Bateman. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. Give him 13 on that play. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore. Again, it's Jackson to the air. Caught near the goal line. And they'll get this down nearly to the end zone. Instead, stopped at the 2. Henry. Can't fight past that line. They stop him at the 3. Clock's still running as the Ravens try hurrying everyone up. Shotgun snap to Jackson. And that was probably their last gasp. It's intercepted. Patrick Queen in to pick it off. And the Steelers, they're stopped just outside of their own end zone after the interception.
Well, that's it right there. That's the resilience and the mental toughness that every coach wants to see from his defense. Not a great spot for him. Backed up close enough that they're going to get shots taken in the end zone. But instead of collapsing under pressure, they rose up and they created the takeaway.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Wow, they're going to pass it here. Throw secured by George Pickens. Reaches the 40. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
He's got it near the 10. The Timeout's taken now as we have 1, possibly 2 snaps remaining in this ball game.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete. Tough to blame him for that drop, Brock, even if it would have been a touchdown. That was a great effort defensively, timing that hit, keeping them from hitting the end zone.
Reaction and burst. You get in the red zone defensively, you'll hear it all the time. You cannot wait. You've got to react, and then you got to burst. And that defender does a tremendous job of breaking that pass up with contact.
Buys time, rolling right. And it's incomplete, but hey, who cares? They've got the lead, and we are out of time in this one. So the Steelers come in and take this on the road. And Brock, we all know any win is a good win, but playing against a division rival, oh, it always feels so much better dealing them one in the L column.
These are the teams that know you best, Kate, but also the ones that you know best. So yes, it is just a little bit sweeter when you take care of business in your own division.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Steelers are winners, as we say so long from Baltimore.